Let me ask you something. If you sell a stock that you've held for 20 years, the IRS usually gives you a break on the taxes. But what if I told you that if you withdraw that same profit from a supposedly safe, non-qualified annuity, the IRS can tax it just like it's your paycheck? It's true. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on a hidden tax trap, buried deep inside Section 72 of the Internal Revenue Code, to show you why your safe money might not be so safe from taxes after all.
Okay, let's just look at the difference here, because it's pretty staggering. On one side, you've got a long-term stock sale. Your profit gets taxed at those favorable capital gains rates, sometimes as low as 0 or 15%. But on the other side, that same profit from a non-qualified annuity gets hit with ordinary income tax rates. We're talking a potential rate of 30% or even higher. This isn't just a small difference. It's the IRS treating your long-term investment gain like a weekly paycheck.
So what on earth is causing this huge difference? Well, the culprit has a name. It's called the LIFO Trap. And you can find it written right into Section 72 of the tax code. LIFO stands for last in, first out. It's a specific accounting rule that the IRS applies to these annuities, and believe me, it has some serious consequences for how you get your own money.
To really understand how this trap works, we need to do a little detective work. We're going to investigate the crime scene and identify the weapon the IRS uses. So, let's start by defining exactly what we're talking about here.
All right, so the scene of the crime is the non-qualified annuity. Now, that term non-qualified sounds complicated, but it just means you funded it with after-tax dollars. Money from your savings account that you've already paid income tax on. The big selling point is that the growth is tax-deferred, right? Your money compounds year after year without an annual tax bill. But here's the catch. The trap isn't in how the money grows, it's in how it comes out.
And this is the weapon. I mean, just look at the difference. Long-term capital gains rates max out at 20% for the highest earners, and for most retirees, it's often 0% or 15%. But ordinary income? Those rates can shoot all the way up to 37%. So by treating your annuity growth as ordinary income, no matter how many decades you've held it, the IRS makes sure it's exposed to these much higher tax rates.
Okay, so let's get into the mechanics of the trap itself. This is where that LIFO rule, last in, first out, really comes into play. You can think of this as the engine of the whole problem, because it dictates the exact order you're allowed to access your money.
I want you to picture your annuity like a layer cake. The bottom layer is your principal. That's the after-tax money you put in to begin with. That's your money, and it should come back to you tax-free. Then, piled on top of that, you've got all the years of tax-deferred earnings. That top layer is the taxable part. So the big question is, which layer do you get to take from first?
And here it is, straight from the rulebook. LIFO means last in, first out. Think about it. The last money that went into your annuity wasn't your original contribution. It was the most recent interest in gains. So according to the IRS, those earnings are the very first money you take out when you make a withdrawal.
And that's the gut punch, right there. The LIFO rule basically locks your tax-free principal behind a wall of pure taxation. Let's say you have $50,000 of earnings in your account, and you need to pull out just $10,000 for an emergency. Well, the IRS says that entire $10,000 is considered taxable earnings. You pay full income tax on it, all while your own principal just sits there, completely untouched.
But the tax trap doesn't work alone. It has an accomplice. If you need to get to your money before a certain age, the IRS tacks on an extra penalty, and it builds directly on top of that LIFO problem we just talked about.
So, under Section 72Q of the tax code, there's a 10% federal penalty tax on withdrawals you make before you turn 59.5. Now, the penalty only applies to the taxable portion of the withdrawal. And remember what we just learned, thanks to LIFO, your entire withdrawal is considered taxable earnings first. That means the 10% penalty can apply to every single dollar you take out early, just adding insult to injury.
Now, the rule isn't totally heartless. Congress did create some important exceptions. The 10% penalty is usually waived if the withdrawal is made after your death, if you become totally and permanently disabled, or if you take it as a very specific series of structured payments. There are a few others too, but the main point is you have to meet some pretty specific criteria to avoid that extra hit.
Okay, so we've laid out the trap, the mechanism, and the penalty. It sounds pretty grim, I know. But here's the good news. There are strategic ways to get to your money and actually escape the LIFO trap. It all comes down to understanding two very different paths you can take.
But first, a quick history lesson, because this might be some very good news for a lucky few of you. This whole LIFO mess began on a specific date, August 14, 1982. Before that day, annuities had a much friendlier rule called FIFO, first in, first out. That meant you could pull out your tax-free principal first. If your contract is from that golden era, you've got radically better tax treatment. For everyone else, we're living in the LIFO world.
So that brings us to the two paths. Path number one is just a simple withdrawal, kind of like taking cash from an ATM. As we've seen, that triggers the nasty LIFO rule and is super tax inefficient. But path number two is something called annuitization. This is a formal process where you turn your lump sum into a stream of guaranteed payments. And doing this completely changes the tax rules, activating something called the exclusion ratio.
So what in the world is the exclusion ratio? Well, it's the solution. It's the official IRS method designed to make sure you don't get double taxed on your own principal. Instead of forcing you to take out all your earnings first, it allows every single payment you get to be a mix, part taxable earnings and part tax-free return of your own money.
And this is how they figure it out. The IRS uses a pretty simple formula, actually. They take your investment, your principal, and they divide it by your total expected return over your lifetime. The result is a percentage, and that percentage of every single payment you receive is tax-free for life, or at least until your principal is fully paid back.
And here's what that looks like. Instead of getting a payment that's 100% taxable, annuitization creates a much smarter payment. Every single check you get is part tax-free principal and part taxable earnings. This can dramatically lower the tax bite on each payment and give you a way more efficient income stream in retirement.
And look, none of this is some secret loophole or a clever trick. It's all laid out in black and white by the IRS themselves. Publications like 575 and 939 explain all the rules for LIFO withdrawals and for calculating that exclusion ratio. The rules are complex, yes, but they are clearly defined.
So we end with the question we started with. Is the safe money you've set aside truly safe from unexpected taxes? As you've seen, a simple withdrawal can trigger a tax avalanche. But by understanding the difference between a withdrawal and annuitization, you can navigate these rules and protect the retirement income you've worked so hard to build.